jump to be, fight monsters, technician with my own friends. But I always know what to do. I always have. We're good guys. So now the whole world is bearing down on me. My body feels like hell. I can't even get out of bed in the morning. I have a pregnant wife at home. I'm holding 2 titles on 2 different continents. I got challenges come from every which way. What do I do? I know it. We're good guys. So tonight, when we walk to the ring, I'm going to sign that contract without any hesitation. I'm going to look into Kenny Omega's eye. I'm going to shake his hand and let him know, in no uncertain terms, I am the best wrestler in the world. I am the AEW World Champion.
And this was your news update for the 18th of November. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.
No one has a story like me. No one has lived my life. Nobody has done what I have done. I'm very, very proud of that.
I feel like I was just in your house like a month ago.
I know. Well, you're a neighbor, so like.
I am. I live so close to you guys.
5 minutes away.
So thank you for inviting me back.
Oh, thank you for coming back.
Thank you. I'd much rather
to Slamtown Manor.
I'd much rather spend time with you than John. Don't tell him that.
It's no secret.
Okay. Yeah, don't tell anybody. Well, congratulations on, first of all, your clothing line.
Thank
and
you.
Also the new launch that you have going on. This is some. Every year, dozens of people, hikers, hunters, backpackers, were to walk into the wilds of North America and then come out again, claiming to have seen Bigfoot, the 8 to 10 feet tall, intelligent, bipedal, hairy creature that kind of is a cross between sightings of that particular creature all over North America. And despite the thousands of sightings, there's never been a substantiated claim, so Bigfoot has become, whether it exists or it doesn't. If you read through some of the first-hand accounts of these people who claim to have seen Bigfoot, some of them are not horrifying. And one of them that stands out to me as the most terrifying comes out of Oregon. There's a couple of hot spots all over North America where some of the most sightings of Bigfoot occur, and one of them is the section. And that's where So if that's something you'd be into, I would ask you to please gently hit the bell and subscribe to our channel. you don't miss any of my weekly uploads. Alright, let's get into the story. Back in 1997, Jeff Boiler was a fit, single guy that had been in the Marine Corps for a little while, he was a police officer, and now he was looking to do something really fun. Hunting, and so he just kind of up and decided to move to Oregon to just be back in nature. He goes out to Oregon, one of Jeff's friends, who's the elected sheriff of a very rural county in northwestern Oregon, reached out to Jeff and said, hey, with your background as a Marine Corps police officer, would you want to be one of our deputy sheriffs out here in northwestern Oregon? And Jeff said, wow, great. Took the job. So after being in the job for a couple of months, Jeff is really happy, he loves his job, and he gets off one day from work pretty early, and he steps outside, and he would recall that it was like one of the most beautiful days he had seen in his life. It was just a gorgeous day, and even though initially he was planning to just go home, he was like, you know what, I'm going to go home. He wanted to go to this very hard to access there's a little ways up and down. 20 years earlier, he was very one of his very close friends. And so he thought, you know what, today I'm going to make that trip up to the grave and pay my respect. That's a good way to spend such a day. So he hopped in his Jeep and he started driving over to the woods that take him on this unmarked trail that he had a map knew it was so he had it. Now, Jeff was highly competent in the wilderness, but it needs to be said that he was basically going to be hiking into a section of the Cascade Mountains that is unmarked. This is a very isolated, unmarked area. And in fact, Jeff would even say that sometimes when you walk around this section of the Cascade Mountains, you would wonder to yourself, has anyone ever been here? This is a wild, open expanse. Am I the first person to ever set foot here? It's a section of Oregon that is totally just wild. So Jeff arrives at the dirt lot right on the edge of this forest that goes up the side of this mountain. And before he steps in and starts making his way up, he kind of roughly charts a course. Because again, there's no trail. This is not the way you get started. He's been walking for about 2 hours and it's rained really bad. And he decides, why don't I deviate from the course that I was on and try to get more open area. You look on the map and you see that parallel to where he was going, there seems to be a it required a bit of work to do, but once he was there, he believed he was there. Before he made that movement over the clearing, there was a stream running right next to him that wanted to space to get the drink. Before he actually started moving towards the clearing, because now he's deviating from the path that he intended to take. This is an unmarked trail. So he knew he would need to be really certain where he was going. And then GPS, or the map when we're trying to look at it, so he pulls out his compass and he takes what's called an azimuth, which basically is a way to make sure you're going in the right direction. So he pulls the compass up to the side, and as he's looking, he sees just to the right of his viewpoint, about 20 feet above him, there is a tree and a boulder, and behind that tree, someone is watching. He lowers his compass and he kind of glances over, and you can tell that it's really a figure. It's got 2 eyes looking at him. And he's not immediately scared. He's basically it's a person looking ahead of him. He's scared. He knows he's out in the middle of nowhere. He's looking up at it. And he's on the middle of a concrete pit. And this thing pops the pit. Steps out from behind the tree, and it's this human-looking figure with great colors and all. Jeff's looking up at it like, that's not a human. And so, not really sure what it is, he can't get out of his holster. He's following the road and keeping his eyes on the thing. He's 50 feet away from him, 20 feet outside. He can't get it out. And the figure's just looking down at him, and it's still got a pistol. He looks down and his pistol. He draws the pistol, but the creature's gone. And he's like, I gotta get a better look. There's a tree that was pretty high, it had a bunch of low branches that he can climb up. if you climbs up and you 15 or 20 feet, it goes over into the rocky outcrop. So it starts climbing up these trees, and then look, he's now level with that rocky outcrop, and he's looking out, and it starts off quite a full stretch of force. And he's looking at it, and he can't see what he's starting to wonder to himself, like, did I really just do that? Did my mind get a trick on me? Am I hallucinating? So he's like, you know what, I'm back down. I'm going to go up. Well, he clearly gets down there. Crack and see where this Marine, police officer, he's very comfortable with wild, he's just kind of serious. He's on, so he climbs down the tree, he's climbing up this little rocky outcrop, and gets up to it with his eye, he's not doing it. So he decides, you know what, I'm going to go back and go over the next one. So I think this thing, this real cool, this rocky outcrop, doesn't have a flashlight, it's getting late, and he's potentially lost. He tries to compose himself and he says, okay. He hasn't seen any indication of this creature or as soon as he starts moving back, from behind him, it sounds like very large, break and smash. I am moving in to kill. Now, even though he is not connecting to falling tree with the creature or person he saw, he's in a bit of a panic state, and so he can't help but associate that experience. And so he finds himself as he's walking now, moving faster and faster away from where he was, looking over his shoulder in the direction of the tree tower and as he's walking and looking ahead where he needs to go, the tree over his head, over again, he hears another loud snap, fall, and something from the side, with his head off to the right. Basically, he's down off to the side, and he's thinking to himself, all the time that I've spent in the woods, it's so rare to be around a tree suddenly falling, must be caused by another falling or someone else. It's rare that you hear two large trees fall. What the fuck? In small areas. That's pretty rare. And he's thinking to himself, if that creature or person had anything to do with it, how did it go all the way over there without me hearing it? It's moving around without me being able to spot it. So the hair on the back of the neck is starting to get very uncomfortable. He's being hunted. And so he keeps on walking the path and begins to veer off away from the second snap. He figures, I'm just going to split the distance and kind of go a little bit to the left. And avoid that falling tree, still keep my distance from this falling tree, get down the mountain, and as he goes moving slightly in the direction, he gets a third falling tree. And now he's back on the left side, closer to the ocean. He turned around, and he couldn't see the result of a large tree. He's thinking to himself, like, 3 falling trees, that is not using these trees to signal to other creatures where he is. Is he being tracked? It's getting closer to him without giving away its own position. He really believes he's being hunted, and so he starts breaking down the road. And as he's running, he's hearing snap, fall, massive tree of his knocked down, left on the right side, like that. He was under it. They was all of 2021, moving around, rolling around his body. And he is absolutely terrified. He's running and running, falling, he gets smashed up, he falls. And finally, after about 30 minutes, running straight downhill, with these crashes getting closer, closer, and closer to him, he reaches this clearing. He stops abruptly because there's an animal in the middle of the clearing. It's a deer. And the deer doesn't seem phased by Jeff. The deer sees Jeff, looks behind him, just off to the side, but tilts his head back, and boom, sprints away. It wasn't running from Jeff. It was running from the other behind him. Jeff stops. He starts turning his head in the direction where the deer was looking. And as he's looking, another tree slams, smacks down the whole time. He picks up 50 half-mile from the car. And now, as he's bridging through this field, all the deer is cascading and crashing free as he sprints the final stretch of the car. Pulls out his tree, and he starts clicking the automatic clock. You can't tell if it's working. And he's panicking that it's not going to work in time. He checks his car and the clock. He's fumbling with his keys to open the door. And now that the traffic is all stopped, he's waiting for it to down. Man opens the car, shuts it, and it starts out fuel time. And then it's back to the clock. I wonder what happened. He tried to take to his head. And Jeremy was like, I think it works like this all the time. This side of the cascade happened. Phenomenon out here in the wilderness. Decades ago, I finally heard a story why we're hearing about it now. But when he tells that story, he watched about turn on the wilderness. They're living in the never went any sort of standard claim with actual physics. Some of these reports are really similar to one another, and some of them are these sightings are people like that, who really has no reason to lie and lie. The way I like to look at stuff like this is just to people over money. They don't have any particular urgency. Please gently disembowel the light bulb and driving the camera to all persons. You will miss my 3 to 4 weekly uploads. So, thank you all very much for the channel. Instagram, my handle is on all or you can check me out on TikTok.
Sure, I'll get on my life, hopefully. We'll see.
In 1542, the Spanish claimed the land that became California, and by the mid-1700s, there were groups of Spanish soldiers and friars exploring and colonizing the area. The friars believed they had to convert indigenous peoples to Catholicism to, quote, save their souls, end quote. Spain regarded the missions as an important first step in colonizing. Some had suggested that forcing the natives onto the missions and then forcing them to work in agriculture and European trades was a way of building a peasant class of laborers. Additionally, they worked to assimilate indigenous peoples to European customs and goods, believing their lifestyle was the superior one. During the time of Spanish colonization in the region, they built 21 Franciscan missions, and the last of them is the one we're investigating now, which was established in 1823. The mission San Francisco Solano was actually founded illegitimately through improper channels by a man named Padre Jose Altamira, who was known for his systematically cruel methods when it came to converting native peoples. The mission San Francisco Solano reportedly baptized 1,300 natives over the span of 12 years, but just 2 years after its founding, Altamira was forced out of the mission by a rebellion of the native peoples due to his terrible mistreatment of them.
This guy is laughably bad.
He kind of sucks.
Yeah.
We may run into him.
I hope so. I'll make fun of him.
Good. I may join you for once, because he was kind of an asshole.
And to make the long, violent, and tragic history of the Franciscan mission system very short, the Spanish colonizers forced indigenous peoples into what some have described as a form of slavery, with diseases and mistreatment leading to the deaths of thousands, while systematically attempting to annihilate their cultures. The death toll at Mission Solano is said to be nearly 900 lives.
That's a bad record.
Remember that it was 1,300 that they baptized.
It's a bad mission.
It's a bad mission, and unfortunately, most of the buildings we go to are bad places tonight.
According to Peter Collinan, president of the Sonoma Valley Historical Society, it's inferred that the bodies of those who perished were said to have been buried adjacent to the mission church. And quote, since there were 2 churches at different times, it has been assumed that there were 2 cemeteries, end quote. One local history buff, a dentist named Dr. Peter Meyerhoff, has cited historical maps of the mission that would place the graveyard under Sonoma Plaza, which is several hundred yards from the mission.
Okay. I'm not laughing about mass graves. What I'm laughing about is when my schools that are all saying,
You're dead.
he is a dentist. He doesn't have maps of missions and cross-referencing them by like putting lights in them.
He's just drilling cavities.
He's just doing cavities. Yeah, drilling. He's going to drill cavities.
Maybe cutting the head off.
That's the worst people. So, as I said to you, I'm going to be unfortunately on the desk. They didn't really bury him. I was properly. They buried him in unidentified mass graves. You get the few names here. And we're standing over where the grave may have been. It was said to be next to the church back in the day. The chapel's right here, so it's a lot of names. It is a lot of names. Pretty bad. But it does do killers. Does follow tragedy. He's a standing here and it's your very company.
Yeah.
One particularly active is a part of the building that staff members call the priest's quarters. Not because priests actually stayed here, but because the apparition of a priest is seen walking around. Who this priest is, nobody knows, but some believe it may be the spirit of the diabolical Father Altamira.
Anybody in here? Padre? Padre Altamira? Don't just stop. We come in peace. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm around. Hermanos fantasmas. Hermanos fantasmas? Remember? Hola. What? Did you say something? No. Excuse me for this. This book in English though? That's why I'm Give her a whip. Hola, amigo. He said that he walked around. I'm not walking around. I do walk around, so bring me over. Alright. I'm Ryan. And I'm okay. What is this serial number? Okay. big guy. Call to number. Huh? Okay. Alright, alright. Leaving. He built 2 homes in Savannah, one of which was built on Mission Valley, and referred to as Castle Diamond. Big house. Big house. I'm the big general, here's my big house. Big house. Big house. Big drink. Big muscle. And the 2-story adobe barracks facing the Pacific complex that were built to house General Vallejo's Mexican Army troops. Alright, so these are the barracks. Soldiers. So as far as the barracks, I'm actually not quite sure what function this ground serves for the mission. It's probably just nothing. Take a look at it. A lot of space. Yeah. I don't know what we're going to run into here. Or who. Alright. Into the barracks we go. So this is the room where they actually pick that up. Oh wow. Yeah, what's this thing? Oh, right, they got me good. What's so that for? Let's see. Shall we? Yeah, let's do it. Hola, amigos! Hola! Oh, God! That scared the shit out of me. Alright, well, so we're cutting. I'm not going to find out, so still double face a week. I thought that was fancy. Yeah, I said, hold on, I'm going to turn on the spirit box now. If some weird people came to my house and started speaking the foreign language, I would say this back. Alright. We're almost ready. Probably not ready. Don't get stopped. How do you say nice beds? How much is that? Well, you know, big walls, what do you doing nighttime? The barracks were the headquarters for the rebellious air flight party, the U.S. forces that called themselves POSA, who captured / kidnapped General Vallejo from his home. He declared the independent Republic of California for 45 days, as the U.S. pioneers in California could not own land legally or run for office by law with the state governments. The flag was forces of California, which was made by William Todd, and a copy of the flag is on display in the barracks today. The flag was quite classic. Not here you could actually see the original fair flag. Well, my name is Ryan, I'm Shay, and we're reaching out to whoever you guys in these quarters, whether that's Facebook soldiers or just on the way on the show. If you would like to speak to us, then you can voice, you can say something, you can type something like that. You probably hear a bunch of nerdy school kids coming through here that tell you to eat their creepy and weird sandwiches. We're a couple of Ubers. So, we're going to give the floor to you right now. We're going to be silent. And this is your cue to, Alright, here we go. Going silent now. It almost sounds fake. You hear the cricket? Kinda, yeah. Not too bad.
That's fine, I'll just kind of baffle everything. Coyote? Which one is it? Coyote or coyote? Son of a bitch. They don't have nothing. That's the raising here. Another active area is the mission courtyard, where bizarrely, the apparition of a bear is often seen, which, if you wonder, those who fear bears, this is my worst nightmare.
Ghost bear? Yeah, ghost bear. So that's two of your least favorite things.
That's double trouble for me.
Those you like, I guess so. Yeah. Ghost bear. That's gotta be pretty easy to spot.
Well, I have my phone.
Hello?
Well, I'm talking to a bear or something.
Yeah, just talking about helping ghost bear. Yeah. Does noise attack a bear?
Actually, it keeps them away. What do you mean the noise of like a, what does a bear eat?
Berries? Salmon?
You can't have anything to fear.
I don't know what the hell that sounds like. Deer make weird noises. You think you know what a deer sounds like, and then you're one and it goes like...
It's crazy out here.
Yeah.
I'm not picking up anything on there. You can't even say come here, boy, to a bear.
No, you can't. Can you imagine if you could?
No, because I would never want to see a bear.
Is this like a well? This is like a big fire pit. Just take a moment to appreciate the ambience right now.
Yeah, I guess it is pretty good ambience.
You know what's really interesting to me is on a night like this, you kind of like sound you put yourself in the mind of people hundreds of years ago. They were hearing almost exactly what you feel right now.
That is true.
Listen to that. You find it kind of like imagine
You look through the stars.
yeah.
Well, now that we figured out things are on, we can go inside and try to find a demon. This is where this historical story veers into lore. This chapel, a known hotbed of tragedy and misery, the home of a demon. Or is it perhaps the malevolent spirit of Padre Alternator? One thing is for sure, if there's a demonic entity that's reckless enough to reside in a house of God, it is not one to be trifled. And yet, here we are. Turn on the black one and turn on the white one. Get it on your power.
Keep going.
What is that?
I command you to turn off the light. Looks like you've having fun with us.
I would like very much to leave. If you want us to leave, turn off the black flashlight and turn on the white one right now. Nada. What's going to need to happen for you to be convinced there's something in here? For me, I would need to see those turn off exactly when we say they turn off, in the order that we say.
Okay, we'll give it a shot. Turn the black one on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ah, it sucks. I guess there's going to be an inside here. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Ah, well, that one turned on. That's great.
Alright, maybe he's a little late to the...
Turn the white one on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chill. Chill. All right, this is good. This is good for my mind because we're about to investigate this place individually. And if that stuff starts happening, I don't think I can do this.
So maybe there's just a delay. It could be like Skype. Into the shadows. Just give me a holler, you know? What are we doing, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Hello, demon. It's me. Shame the day has arrived. And I'm here to teach you a lesson. Except I'm really not, because I don't think there's anyone here. Your whole team, your pal down by the little bridge in Texas, your bro over at the Sally House, you guys don't got a good record. You can't stand up to a lanky old doofus like me? I'm looking at your little lights, your demon lights. Why don't you turn them off for me? Oh, can you do it? Oh, no, you can't? Oh, is that hard for you? Oh, I'm trying the best I can. I'm just a little demon. Unbelievable. I'm going to be quiet now. This is the part where I invite you to do your very best to kill me. That's what I'm asking of you. Give it a go. Here we go. Nothing? Fine. Come on. What are you doing here? Stop wasting my time, demon. At me. Kill me. Hurt me. You're a little stomping grounds here. I'll tell you what. I don't give a shit, demon. You hear me? Shot in the dark. Is there a ghost bear here? Any kind of ghost bear? Well, how was it? It was very challenging. This demon is unlike any demon we've faced before, so tread lightly.
I don't even know why I ask you these questions.
There's nothing in there.
Okay.
It's an empty room.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Alrighty. You've been waiting for this moment. I feel like you wanted me. Here I am. And already, I'm not even in the chapel yet, and I immediately regret this decision. Come on, Ryan, you can do this. What's in here? My name is Ryan, and I'm in a house of God. Why are you in here? Why do you remain? Oh my God. If those motion lights turn on, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. Alright, we got our flashlights here. This is what a fun thing we've done here. I'm standing on an altar alone in a demon-infested church. Oh, and it suddenly got really cold. That's fun. If there is something in here, turn off those lights. Can you? ¿Estás muerto? Jesus Christ. Come on, man. Where are you? Got the chills. Where are you? You don't belong here. Estoy aquí. Camina hacia mí. Camina. Mira. Estoy aquí. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm in a house of God. I'm in a house of God. Don't be one more behind me.
Alright, Ryan. That's fine.
Getting pretty good at this doing stuff. Which was
Unless it's flashing stuff onto us and riding us like a little boat back to LA. You wouldn't even know. Maybe we'll wake up in the middle of the night and looking for a cat. I feel like we're doing solid comedy eventually. I don't think we should. Yeah. Tripod's over there. You know, after you guys say to this thing.
see you later, buddy. We got nothing on the Google board.
Adios, demon. You blew it. You had your chance to bag you a Bergmeister and you blew it. Alright, that's fun. See you later. Is it you're never gonna see me all up again. Goodbye! I'm so glad that's over this we talk about. After spending the night roaming the corridors of this tragic San Francisco mission, I can certainly see what we're looking to do. I can only hope that there is indeed a demonic presence within the chapel that will not follow us home. But for now, whether or not Mission San Francisco Solano is definitively haunted will remain unsolved.
One of these days I look my eyes and turn black. I would like that they never. I'm telling you right now, if my eyes turn black, murder me. I'm telling you right now, I will not do it. Why? Because I need to save you. No! And you'll come back, and then... Two, I need you to eat crow when it comes to demons being real, because then, after I save you from being possessed, you'll be like, oh, what happened? Did I eat too many hot dogs or something and pass out? And I'd be like, no. A demon went inside your body and danced you around the little puppet man.
Are you gonna wheel me out like Hannibal Lecter with like a straight
Yeah, like a straight back in the muzzle. He's everything is fine. Look at him. Say some chain things. Here we go. That's it. Okay, yeah, it's fine. I'm tired from the fight. Think about that. All over the place. It's just bats. They're just bats. I've lost the ability to feel. They're gonna fucking murder you. Alright, so we're here. Yuma, Arizona, for the famous Yuma prison. Where is it? We can't be doing anything like that. The prison has a lot of famous outlaws from the Old West. They would get transported here on a train, taken here. Some where they met their demise. Okay? Big city. We see a lot of big cities. Do we? This week on BuzzFeed Unsolved, we investigate U.S. territorial prisons. Ongoing investigation into the question, are ghosts real? This prison has seen its fair share of death, despair, We are. We've been to several prisons, but we haven't been to an Old West prison. That's true. A fun little way to mix it up there. Yeah, a way to see ghouls behind bars that were good with the state street. Cool. Constructed in 1676, the territorial prison overlooks the Colorado River on a bluff, a few miles away from the confluence of the Gila River and Colorado. Over the operation, 2,069 prisoners, 29 of whom were women, were incarcerated in the prison. 7 prisoners actually died themselves. Some of the most infamous old Southwest outlaws were held in Yuma, including Buckskin Frank Leslie. Buckskin murdered his girlfriend while drunk. He was the only man who could compare the top politics on his feet in action. His scapegoat then Cheryl Hart was for 5 years at Yuma Territorial, but was pardoned after serving. After allegedly using her feminine wiles on everyone from prison security to other prisoners. Elena Estrada, legendary for reportedly ripping her unfaithful partner's heart out and throwing it in his face, was sentenced to serve 7 years at Yuma as well. That seems like a bit much. I don't know if he tried to keep it, he said it in his face. Which seems kind of like overkill at that point. And I don't know how many seconds of that. Nothing really hit it. We're gonna go to the prison zone. Whoa! As well as Pearl Harbor. So if anybody is in here that would like to communicate with us, perhaps Pearl or maybe Elena, feel free to do so. You can make a noise, you can throw a rock at us, you can push us, you can talk to us, you can start our job. I prefer you not, Elena. I mean, I've said that before with various rules, so you might push that out and do that for the This is a vessel for you to hop in, use this energy to talk to us. And then we can just talk. I just want to know if you're here, though. Lovely home you got here. It's quite nice. I'm not hearing anything. There's a lot of radio silence right now. Can you say the name of the prison we're at? I know you might be scared right now.
We are trespassing on your space. I apologize for that.
We are professionals.
There's a guitar right there. I imagine you like to play. I saw pictures of you guys playing in here. Can you play us a song? I love music. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna leave now. Thank you, ghosts.
Descriptions of the conditions of the prison vary depending on who is telling the story. The people of Yuma refer to the prison as the, quote, country club on the Colorado, end quote, resentful of the fact that the prison has better amenities than the majority of their homes. Amenities include forced ventilation, electricity, a sanitation system with 3 showers and 2 bathtubs, a prison bench, and a 2,000-foot library, the largest library in the territory at the time. In fact, Yuma Territorial Prison took to Yuma's only 3 flush toilets. At the same time, the prison was feared by inmates. It was described as, quote, impossible to endure, more impossible to escape, end quote. Temperatures could reach a whopping 118 degrees in the summer, and the prison was surrounded by desert, quicksand, and rivers. Over its 32 years in operation, 112 prisoners died while incarcerated at Yuma Territorial Prison. Though numbers vary, it's reported that almost 50% of these prisoners died of tuberculosis. 1/3 died of natural causes other than tuberculosis. 8 were shot while attempting to escape. 6 killed 5 were killed in war accident, 2 were murdered by another inmate, and 1 was executed by Yuma County. Events in particular that may have residual hauntings include the 1887 AIDS riot that left 4 inmates dead and 1 wounded.
This is the spot of the 1887 AIDS riot. 4 people died. 1 was wounded. And one inmate during the riot stabbed in the back of his neck and twisted the knife around in his limbs. Whew. It was really nice.
You think when that happens, your face is a lot of like funny little like.
Yeah. Is there anybody out here with us that would like to speak with us? I know 4 of you lost your lives here during an event that was quite violent. Is there anybody that would like to make their presence known that has anything to say? Maybe some unfinished business? A riot, huh? Or I guess the majority of the conflict. Yeah, I know you're hearing me. That's good. That's something like that. Hello? Who's there? That was a pretty distinct footstep from over here. Was that a goal? If you go back and say, I know. Hello?
Did you hear it again? What's going on with you? You got the funny eyes. Huh?
Hello? Alright, we're gonna leave. But once again, we will be here all night. Just tonight, because we are not locked up.
You know, the way you shushed me was quite rude.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
It was very dismissive.
One inmate thought to haunt the prison is a man named John Ryan. Around 1900, Ryan was imprisoned on charges of homicide. He reportedly committed suicide in 2014. State historian Marshall Trimble says, quote, tour guides say they feel a cold chill when walking by the cell, end quote. The majority of those who see his apparition describe it as white clothes with body movement and shining eyes. They also feel the air getting worse. Right now we're approaching John Ryan's cell. This is actually, other than the solitary cell, the punishment cell, this is said to be the most active cell in the entire prison. It said that he was an active prisoner in his life.
That's to be in prison and not have any friends.
Alright, John. We're coming in.
We're entering.
Quite hot in there, and the air is...
It smells nice.
Yeah. Just imagine, we're uncomfortable and we've been in here, 10 seconds? Can you imagine living in the cell is said to be the place for dominance?
Is this proceeding one? Is this historical?
Well, Something 1932? That's a chunky boy. Anyways, John, if you'd like to communicate with us, show us a sign, you could move something, you could knock on the wall, you could close this cell, lock us in here with you, rattle the door a bit. We got locked in there. It's very good. Anything there in the phase zone? I get it. Can you hear something? Talk to us. Can you hear something? Hello? Shut up. Shut up. What was that? I believe I just heard a voice. Is that you? Or am I losing it? Whisper that. The gift shop is also said to be a place of activity. Alright, so right now we're in the gift shop and we're doing the exact one of the most active places in this entire prison. For those sort of people, and they say sometimes things will fall off the shelves. And you know, this is kind of like not that impressive to you, like this falls off maybe different than this.
If something's falling off one of these, it's also highly likely that one of them, you know, is on the edge or something. Fall. You know, I don't know. I'm not. I mean, again, it's less of a stretch than the dead walking. I don't know about that. So this is like a lot. Yeah, that's fine. I know. We need to go out.
Well, if anything in this gift shop you're not putting on, we won't get angry. We just want to see it. You move one of these things off of these, and then we'll maybe call it. I mean, if you don't have words, there's got to be better words for it. That's all.
What about this grow plan?
Is it like an hot water situation?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it's really good. What's the color for voice and a there?
If you can knock anything off in this wall, that would be great. You will have to prove that there's something.
It's done to
outside isolation cell is another area. It says that this cell 14 days inside to enjoy the miserable weather conditions in clean view of the
shall we? Okay, let's bring them off.
We're here to find out why you're still here. And if there's anything else that you wanted to say, can you say either of our names back to us? What's that? Just one more time. What's a Murray? What was that? It's a Murray. I'm going to need to hear more than one word if you think there's somebody in there. Who was that? The last two voices. There's a male and a female. Do you know each other? What are you trying to say? Do you love each other? Or is it possible? Come on. Come on. Oh. Is that you? Is that you? Wait. Stop. Alright, we're gonna get out of here now. Thank you, Rose.
The guard watchtower is also said to be active. Is it possible that Sellers continue to stay at their post on this tower?
Well, this is actually really cool. This is the first time we've ever been in a guard tower. We've been to so many prisons and we've never been in a guard tower.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. Well, so now here's a view of, because you can see the gate down there.
Exactly. This is the view they would have had. Shall we do a spear fox
Let's
session?
reach out.
Whoa! Hello! Who was that? Most of the night you've been pretty quiet. We're here up in your guard tower, and right now we're trying to reach out to any prison guards who watched over this prison.
That's right.
Can you say our names back to us, just to let us know that you would like to talk to us?
Again, Ryan Shane.
What was that?
Now, I bet some of you were decent guys just cashing a check, but some of you were probably real asswipes. Huh? What'd you say to me? Speak up! That's what I thought. I'm sorry, I thought this was a tower full of people who knew what they were doing. Huh? What'd you say? Speak up! Coward! Cowards! All of you! You hear me?
Jesus Christ.
Get cowards out!
This is the kind of man that you shouldn't be pushed around by.
I'm strange and off-putting. I should not feel confident in the face of any man.
Yet here you are, smiling in the face of the devil.
Because I've triumphed once again!
However, the most feared part of the prison, both in present day and back when prisoners were actually incarcerated there, is an area referred to as the Snake Den. The Snake Den was a 10-foot by 10-foot punishment cell carved into the hillside with an iron cage. Inmates could only wear their undergarments and only receive water and bread once a day. For some, this punishment would last months. They had no contact with others, and light came only from a small ventilation shaft. It got the name Snake Den and Scorpion Den because legend has it that a cruel guard would drop a snake or scorpion through the air shaft. Perhaps due to this extended period of suffering, many feel this cell is the most active area in the prison. According to state historian Marshall Trimble, quote, one reporter planned to stay in the cell overnight shackled to a ring bolt for 48 hours with a jug of water and a loaf of bread. But after 37 hours, called for help to be released, insisting that she felt she wasn't alone in the cell. To make off our investigation, we'll investigate the snake den.
I'm walking into that's the one. Ooh, pigs, I'll tell you that. A lot of bats in here. Now, think about bats. See, they're all over the place. Bats. I'm going about bats. There are... oh yeah, I'm ghost hunter. If there's any ghosts in here, I've been a little preoccupied with all the bats and the large train going by, but there's not a moment. Now would be a good time to make yourself known. That's sometimes carry rabies. It's a thing I'm afraid of. Oh, that one was low. That was a low one. Now they're getting cocky. Okay, guy.
So, how was it in there?
Ron, I know we've done this a lot of times, and I've told you you're going to hate it in there. This may take the cake for you.
I think so. I was in there briefly just to look at it, and I'm not excited right now.
How many bats were in there when you looked at it earlier?
About a dozen.
Okay.
Fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this, man. Alright. Take a break. It's just bats. They're just bats.
Sometimes I do a thing where when I'm scared, I locate the part of my brain that is terrified. And I just sort of shut it off.
Not today, devil birds. Not today. I hope he didn't piss them off when he was in there. And there it is. The dark cell.
Not that will invite me. I want to go that way.
Oh my god. Oh boy. They're everywhere. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, but kind of climbable areas. And back, oh my god! Eggs forming right back in my head. Ryan at this point has gotten great here with the road. I'm really not sure he's going to make
I think I'm blacking out right now. I don't think I'm going to remember this moment. There's so much fear inside of me that I've lost the ability to feel. I think I'm going to cry. Oh, I keep forgetting there's those things. Oh my god, that guy's huge.
Right, that's your time.
God, thank God. Can't get up at the moment. Oh my god. Get up, Ryan, and walk out. That's all you gotta do. Oh my god, 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 oh my god.
This one going for your ass. Oh, we did it. It's quite taxing, isn't it? No, right?
Okay. That was the worst. I'm just overwhelmed by emotion right now.
It's a lot. I mean,
well, anyway, I'm so done with this place. Though it's been many years since we were territorial held prisoners, it's easy to see why some believe those who were incarcerated remain. The idea of living here is what prison is unpleasant. Whether it's uneasy spirits or hordes of bats, we'll see for sure what truly resides in this prison, and whether or not being territorial is definitively haunted will remain unsolved. Who once again tackled the age-old question, do aliens exist? To attempt to answer that question, we'll see each side to the government's new questions and education program. And in particular, we'll examine some recent video evidence that are either from the I think, dare I say, it is undeniable.
I have to say this every single time we do an episode about aliens, but I do believe in aliens.
And I have to say this every time as well. He believes in aliens, but in a very boring way.
Understood. They're bipedal. I think they're probably clouds or little bacteria.
They're intelligent.
You say a belly button?
I can play this game for you. I know what you're trying to do right now.
I just want to know if you think they have belly buttons.
I'm engaging in
In 2007, three senators, Ted Stevens, Republican Congress, Dan Payne, a Democrat from Hawaii, and Harry Reid, a Democrat from Nevada, and the Senate Majority Leader at the time, worked to secure funding for a new secret but not classified government program. The reports of the Senator Reid's interest in unclean phenomena stemmed from a meeting with the Nevada billionaire Robert Bailey, who was saying that he's absolutely convinced aliens have visited Earth. Years after their meeting, he only received a letter from the senior member of the Federal National Security Agency. According to Reid, the letter expressed interest in the illegal assassination of UFOs. The individual told Senator Reid after meeting with both him and Bigelow that studies should be done on the matter, and he created an outline for what should be covered in the study. It was then that Reid connected with fellow Senators Stevens and Inouye, both of whom had long been a part of the Defense Appropriations Subcommittee. The three met over what he described as quote, one of the easiest meetings I've ever had, end quote. Stevens' interest in UFOs stemmed from his time in prison. He said that he never reported seeing suspicious things for fear of damaging a cause to his reputation or career. To fund the project, Reed Stevens and Inoue decided to use black money, as Reed calls it, or black budget, as it's more commonly referred to, which is government money used for classified programs and projects. That way, the formation of the program will not be delivered on the same board. Just like that, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program
Why that's crazy is because
Get the fuck out of here!
we haven't seen the government.
Fucking, what the fuck are you doing?
Essentially,
Dang it! Fucking great.
And you're like, I'll have a sesame. And of course, we'll have we're all out. And then you say something like, we'll have a sesame on a Tuesday.
I don't even care if you decide to order a specific book. I think a big book is a lot. Because these small things
I think you got two coming down and stuff.
That stuff definitely has that great
The company's underground Las Vegas complex would become a research while the program itself was operated out of Louisiana. In 2010, military intelligence agent Luis Elizondo was Elizondo was an experienced Department of Defense employee who worked on classified foreign intelligence missions and operated with top-level security. The events of the program was so secretive that even some of those inside the Pentagon were unaware of it. Aircraft hosts that don't have any obvious flight risks, any obvious forms of propulsion, and immediately the range that includes the healthy G-forces of a human or anything biological. Information the program collected came mainly from military personnel, in particular military pilots, who took
So, they're up there in the air. They're seeing things move in ways that defy laws of physics. Things that would make their bodies implode. So I just don't know how you can look at that kind of stuff. That was really post-power. They're all 40% of rally or something. They use their trained professionals. Yeah, but you said they go nuts. They're crazy for these UAVs. What are they called? UAVs? That's supposed to be that.
Those investigating the incident were highly trained and qualified. According to Elizondo, quote, we had PhDs, we had CIOs, we had intelligence officers, and pretty much the whole way to the point. Most of the candidates by nature skeptical because we have the view of intelligence and national security. But I think once they look at that a little bit more than just what people think are wrong. But importantly, there are some other things that can't be explained, and what our job is to do is to figure out, really, just simple, what is it, and how does it work? And this directive of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification creates a moving study down the line and report as much simple as scientific.
That was that's hard. That was so what do they like to do? That thing that doesn't detect us.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah, he was probably way less cool than his wife watching the news and like, yeah, yeah, I'm sure Country so far ahead of us that they can like lap us like this.
Who made fidget spinners? Where'd those come from? That's probably U.S.
That's not tech.
Now that we've covered the genesis of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, let's get into a few of its many discoveries. We'll dissect 3 videos recently released by 2 of the Stars Academy of Arts and Science from the Department of Defense that are both exciting and, dare I say, unearthly. For the first video, from Gimbal, little information has been released to the public. What we do know is that it is footage taken from a Navy FA-18 Super Hornet during an encounter with an unidentified object. However, there is audio capturing real military pilots' reactions to what they're seeing.
There's a whole fleet of them. What's on the ASA? My count. We're going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots to the west. Oh, big dude.
It was interesting when you see it just sort of rotate.
Yeah. That was merely to whet your appetite. Is your appetite wet now? Are you ready for some more?
Yeah, I'm excited for more videos.
The next video, known as Go Fast, was released by the Department of Defense in March of 2018. What we know about Go Fast is that this video was taken in 2015, somewhere along the East Coast. The footage is also from a FA-18 Super Hornet and has audio of the pilot's experience with the encounter.
Yeah, it would look like it was going very fast. It looked very small.
Yeah, I mean, it's from a distance.
It got very, very high, and it was allegedly closer to cover.
It was closer, and most people have the same description, and it kind of looked like the other objects look like Tic Tacs. Like pointable Tic Tacs. And once again, no signs of
Wouldn't it be cool if aliens were really small?
Like a coffee cup? I think we were shooting this episode, and something just hovered by our head right here.
Yeah, that'd be cool if they were real little. And then a cat comes up and grabs it.
Now to the last and perhaps most compelling video titled Clear One, also known as the Nemesis. On November 14, 2004, Commander David Fravor, a commanding officer of the VFA 41 bases, and Lieutenant Commander Jim Sleep were told to go check out mysterious aircrafts that had been spotted multiple times over the past 2 weeks. Interviews and reports about the craft noted aerial feats that the U.S. military was not capable of. Maneuvers, such as dropping from more than 60,000 feet to just about 50 feet above water at supersonic speeds, then stopping abruptly and hovering in that position. As Fravor's plate made their way to the aircrafts, Fravor said that he looked down at the ocean and saw disturbance in the water that looked like boiling water over something that just barely submerged. Above that, he noticed an ocean hovering aircraft just 50 feet above the water, measuring about 40 feet in length, which he likened to a Tic Tac. The aircraft seemed to be moving erratically over the water in all directions. Fravor told the defense he was looking and looking towards the mysterious aircraft, but it began ascending. When he tried to go directly toward the object, he started off. Quote, it accelerated like nothing I've ever seen. End quote. The pilots were then instructed to make their way 60 miles to a meet known as the cap point. Moments later, the pilot was quote, sir,
great example of, you know, the call after. So it's not like they were just like doing something else and they thought, like, what's Tic Tac doing here? Someone called them and said, hey, we got Tic Tac. We got that. Yeah, so they're out there asking me about that. No. They get out there, they hunt that Tic Tac, and they don't bring that camera. It's an anomaly. It's an idea, but, and frankly, the camera that locks onto it, that's impressive. Yeah, nice wide shot of that thing.
Fraggle became the butt of jokes as he visited encounter and mixed players on the ship. But, for the highlight about the incident, quote, I have no idea what I saw. It had no cameras, wings, or rotors, and outgoing outlets a lot of time. Those regular players in Fraggle did not investigate the incident further. In 2017, Fraggle recalled his experience saying, quote, I don't think I was a much better than officer in the Navy. I wasn't drunk. I don't do drugs. I don't do no rest physically dead. I think someone could have lived into it. They often said the other thing. It was big frustration that was coming out now, and it wasn't exactly right. Fraggle spoke with the technology he witnessed saying, quote, this is revolutionary technology to be able to accelerate, go up and down. Think about the advances that would bring to mankind. What if it actually starts to get people to think outside the box?
Just having to, you know, you get back and people,
I'll tell you what, if you're out there and if you're out there and you see something extraordinary, and you look around yourself and you see that you're the only person seeing this extraordinary feat, just know that you are going to that's what you're going to be labeled as. No one's ever going to believe you saw anything, and that is the most frustrating thing on earth.
What the fuck?
And then there are those that are not so convinced that they can. Let's start with the latter. The first theory is that perhaps these unexplained phenomena are simply unexplained happenings that could specifically include aliens. MIT astrophysicist Sarah Seeger on unknown object origin posed and people think that there are truly unusual phenomena. Is that we often have phenomena that remain unexplained. It's also possible that these planets are of completely terrestrial origin. Another country can create technology that we are simply unaware. Anonymous foreign congressional sample claims this was a reason for forming the program in the first place. It was in the question, quote, was this channel electric contribution or by some comparison system was not familiar, end quote. Andrew Simeon, the director of the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute Center in Berkeley, said that after years of study, we're still short on research into aliens. Quote, objective description of any phenomenon is backed up by compelling evidence, and despite many decades of reports of various UFO and abduction phenomena, we don't have much evidence. Moreover, astronomers spend their lives looking at the sky with a wide variety of telescopes and techniques, and the picture of an unexplained spaceship, end quote. And Neil deGrasse Tyson simply said, quote, how do you have a dinner environment, end quote.
well, I'll tell you what, I don't like being lumped in with it.
Why is that? You're not on the Neil deGrasse Tyson train?
He's always a little too stupid. And I know I'm often stupid. So his part is, I think he's taking someone really far. That's not true. Yes, he was wrong.
Secondly, that encounters like the one shown in these videos that suggest extraterrestrial life. People look at the videos as they're scratching the surface and are going for even more research on the object. Those who come out about their involvement with the program all seem to criticize the government's research for lack of effect. Alessandro seems to
Great.
that objectives of the program for various reasons. Alessandro explained, quote, in the end, however, I couldn't carry out the mission because the department, which was understandably overstretched, couldn't give it the resources to connect with evidence to support. And Bush, as embarrassing for On top of their other assigned tasks in the different departments. One of my resigned in October 2017 as a protest to the secretly surrounding the body. My family was the dedication of the Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis, who refused to have the problem and classified and unclassified documents. Existential threat to our national security. End quote. Elizondo entered the private sector as priority number one. You know, in every fashion media or whatever, something along those lines. They're good. Everyone thinks it's crazy. It's all everything goes to hell.
Huh. I'm gonna bring it.
Along with a few other people involved in the program, has gone on to become part of the Chief Secretary of Science to continue their study of on the line quality of the family of the corporation's mission is to work to quote exact science and technology by blending and utilizing science, aerospace, and engineering. One claims that those involved in the military similar to those who subscribe to the Department of Defense's core admirable keeping an anger hat on the and they're both listed on a time and resource. To the aid of everyone else, I'm going to assume he's doing it to aid everyone else, not just to be like that. Well, at the same time, these people talk about that stuff. I'm going to assume there's a lot of great players and getting back to the first. Our small, on the long. That's awesome. That's a song everything in the world back in this place. Despite being very excited, it seems that no one can agree on this concept until we get it individually, highlighted, and maybe even a declaration of consent. The mystery will remain. Definitely offers the best well, think about it. When you're trying to do aliens, what do you need?
That was funny.
Food. Number one. You need video.
Ow!
You need or chapter or credentials. I feel like the video is that are crazy. Finally did it. Tombstone, Arizona. This is a big moment for me. This is a big moment. This is one of my favorite historical sites. I always wanted to come here. And people with my big house. The big house. Yeah. This is a very famous street one right now called Allen Street. Where all of the big guys walk. John Ringo, Doc Holloway, Wyatt Earp, Shane Gay, John Goldberg, my favorite they would call me. Hey, you know what? Maybe it's more than a portrait, right? But he's someone else. So it's really following that quite possible. As part of our ongoing investigation into the question, Instead, Ed came upon what he would make into a whole mine of silver. Not one to shy away from a good roast, Ed named this mine the Tombstone, a nod to his great roast. As word spread about his mine, people began to flood the area, leading to the creation of the town Tombstone in 1879, named for its proximity to that first mine.
Very funny. Could you imagine if your friend gave you a bunch of, they were asking you for they gave you the business, and then they were asking you for doing, ended up making it for you?
Yeah. I had all their land for the railroad or something. Really, just keep on humiliating them for the rest of their lives.
By the mid-1880s, as many as 27,000 people called Tombstone their home, making it one of the fastest populated cities of its time. Along with the population, the town saw at least 100 saloon buildings and a large red light district. As the U.S. expanded to the west after the Civil War, class and economic tension began to rise up. Specifically in Tombstone, a political power struggle formed. On one side was the country of Lansing, led by the Congress and the Warriors. Cowboys reportedly had the sympathy of Cochise County Sheriff John Cahan. On the other side was the wealthy businessmen of Tombstone, backed by the family of Morgan Wyatt and Christopher, who was the town's tax collector. Both sides were the others of corruption and collusion.
You gotta imagine there's not a lot of checks and balances back then.
The checks and balances were for middlemen.
Exactly right.
They're respecting the website.
Now it's Dirty Shane comes into town.
That's what their name is, Dirty Shane.
Oh, Dirty Shane. It doesn't matter. It's dead.
The stage is now set where the main reason Tombstone is still considered legendary today. The gun route at the edge of the ground. The legal gunfight occurred on October 26, 1881. At the time, there was an ordinance in Tombstone barring the carrying of guns in public. The herb set out to disarm the cowboys and make it lie behind the oak ground. The cowboys consisted of their rifles, the plantains, and the strawberries. The herbs were joined by their friend John and Jack Holiday, a dentist with a reputation as a gambler and a drunk, but also one of the fastest pistols in the West. Doc Holiday, Wilder, Burglar, and Morton each carried a revolver. Holiday also had a concealed shotgun in his coat. On the side of the Cowboys, Billy Clanton had a revolver, but his brother Ike was unarmed, having been reportedly disarmed by Virgil Earp earlier in the day. Similarly, Frank McLaury had a revolver, but his brother Tom is thought to have been likely unarmed. Their friend Billy Claiborne was also unarmed. When the two posses met face to face, they were only a few feet apart from one another. Allegedly, Virgil Earp warned the Cowboys, quote, "Throw up your hands, I've come to disarm you," end quote. Billy Clanton reportedly replied, quote, "Don't shoot, I don't want to fight," end quote. Wilder came back with, quote, "You sons of bitches have been looking for a fight, and now you're in," end quote. It's unclear who fired the first shot. 30 seconds later, Billy Clanton, Tom McLaury, and Frank McLaury were mortally wounded. Wilder and Doc Holiday were charged with murder. Testimonies differed, and town people were split over their allegiances. Emblematic of the difficulties enforcing laws in the West, all parties were acquitted. In time, Urban Holiday's actions would even be glorified as heroic.
Well, Shane, this is a pretty big moment for me. I've always been a fan of Old West history, and right now we are actually on the exact spot where the infamous shootout at OK Corral. It's pretty crazy.
We're walking through history right
I'm
now.
trying to contain my excitement, but this is it's kind of hard. There's a boyish glee that's washed over me.
It's evident.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is the exact positioning. It's based on what a sketch. It's the only sketch from a participant of the shootout that exists. All right, my name's Ryan.
I'm Shane.
And we're here just to find out what happened here. There's lots of different tellings of how this went down. We want to find out the truth. So if any of you fellows want to tell us what actually happened here, particularly Billy, Frank, and Tom, please let us know now. How did you die?
Tell us your side of the story, why not? What do you got to say for yourself? Is that thing broken? You didn't butt kiss with that.
We got some stuff.
As much as I hate the spirit box, I hate it even more when nothing happens with it.
This is just going back to what I was saying, that not every site's going to be active. And with radio channels like you suggest, it would be talking all the time, wouldn't it? Is it killing you right now?
Yeah, a little bit. Hey, what do you got for us, sir? Here's the face I make when I hear the spirit box, too. I get it. What about you with the boyish face? What do you got to say for yourself? Shaved this morning, didn't you? On the day you died.
Well, folks, I think we've had our fun here. Clearly, none of you wanted to talk to us, and that's fine. I got to stand in history, and that's enough for me. Maybe I'll find something later. I won't say I'm not disappointed.
It has been an honor to meet you.
Okay, don't salute you.
While the Earps escaped the fight bloody but alive, the actions of that October night would follow them the rest of their lives. On December 28, 1881, 8 weeks after the gunfight, Virgil was ambushed as he was crossing the street. He was shot in the back with 3 rounds, and his left arm was shattered. Virgil survived, but was permanently disabled. On March 18, 1882, about 5 months after the gunfight, Morgan Earp was playing billiards in a saloon only a block away from the OK Corral. From a darkened alley, Morgan was shot in the back by assassins. Within the hour, Morgan was dead.
They really don't like these Earps.
Well, you know, I mean, that's what happens when you feel like you were wrong in a gunfight. That's why you gotta adhere to the code. Otherwise, things devolve into chaos. See? Not impressive. No one's impressed. So here we are. This is the site where Morgan Earp was gunned down while he was playing billiards. Obviously, this is continuing with the fallout of the OK Corral shootout. This was the Cowboys' revenge. They killed Morgan Earp in here in cold blood on Wyatt Earp's birthday.
On his birthday. Brutal.
Kind of eerie to just be in the spot where people are just gunned down like, all day. That's what we've been doing.
I mean, it was a long time ago, so.
That's true. Well, we're here to reach out to Morgan Earp. I know you probably get a lot of people coming around here asking for you. I regret to inform you that the spot of your death is now a lovely gift shop.
Pretty good one, it seems like.
Yeah, they got some good merch. Just
nothing disrespectful.
Do a cursory glance here. We got some items that I'd probably wear, but you know I'm not that picky. Is there anything you would like to say, Morgan? I'm gonna give you a minute here.
Anything you want us to take back to sunny Los Angeles and maybe tell your brother's jokes? Sort of like a ghoul telephone.
I think that's about it. Maybe cut that short. That's a picture wrap on Morgan Earp.
Morgan's brother Wyatt wanted vengeance. In March and April 1882, Wyatt set off on a vendetta ride, murdering cowboys, searching for suspects in the attacks on his brothers. Indicted for murder, Wyatt and Doc Holliday rode out of Arizona in April 1882, leaving the citizens of Tombstone to tell their tale. Another area of is the saloon now known as Business Cave, which was originally the Grand Hotel. Allegedly, the McLaury brothers were registered guests at the hotel the night before their death in the shootout. The saloon on the site in operation today is named after Kate Eldridge, aka Kate Eldridge, who called herself Doc Holliday.
What's going on? What the hell just happened?
Who was often an accomplice in his exploits. The bar and dining area of the saloon has several recorded instances of paranormal activity. Staff and servers reported feeling unseen hands touching, pinching, shoving, and even choking them. Some have witnessed drinks they were meant to be served levitate off of their trays and then hit servers in the chest or face. Other times, objects will fall on their own accord, and silverware will fly off tables. Bartender Jerry Fowler detailed a ghost encounter of a fellow bartender who had ended up quitting and never returned to the saloon. In this, the bartender was walking out at the end of the night. He noticed a cowboy wearing a duster at the bar. He urged the cowboy to leave. He realized, upon second reflection, that he was the only person in the bar again.
Oh boy, classic saloon doors. This is the moment I've been waiting for. When I envisioned this shoot, I'm leaving myself us walking through saloon doors. Cool. Here we go. We should take this one. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna do that again.
That's fine.
Take two. Oh, cool. I'm a couple bit. It's me, Ryan.
Oh, that was good. Well done. Hey, go.
Oh,
Horseshoe!
Jesus Christ.
That's what you attack was in the horseshoe? So you go.
Here we go, Daisy. So here we are in Big Nose Caves. This used to be the former site of the Grand Hotel back in the day, which was the building that was busy fascinating to walk going. In fact, the McRory's and Billy Clinton stayed here.
Because of the ways from here.
Yeah.
Also, a small town, so
Yeah.
if you die a few blocks away, maybe you're haunted over here.
Sure, maybe they got a good record. If I die, then I don't know how to play.
What the hell is that guy on?
But in that day, or where I had taken an egg. That's probably where I go. I don't eat it that often. You know that. I'm hungry. What you got? Right here, standard whiskey glass. Look at on the table. Look what you've done. To the folks in here who are room things, I would appreciate it if you did not move that glass.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Hey, that's what you're doing. Please move the glass.
No, you?
Yeah, there's another one to move that. We hear that there's a picture on up here. I'd like to move silverware and glassware. Right there, you might recognize it, a whiskey glass. Last town? Right. One of the things you can do, you can move that glass with us when you want to talk to us. No way, Ryan. Are those moving glass? Yes, I'll believe one. Me too. Right.
That glass.
You know, I know this is destined to be an L for me here, but I'm going to do my due diligence. Because something like this will only happen like that.
Fuck.
You're a very committed person.
No, just okay.
Other areas of the list include the stage where a pair of bullhorns reportedly flew off of a wall, crashing into a nearby table.
So right now we are in a very interesting part of the bar. This is where there's a story that I will read. The first one is pretty outlandish. Apparently, these bullhorns that are on the wall over there were sent floating off the wall.
I'm engaging enemy pilot.
It wasn't just shoddy.
Oh, you're saying maybe that they were closer?
Well, maybe they just didn't have any security up there.
They were flying close.
XO-16 armed to kill.
Right.
Will it happen? I don't know.
Don't put money on if it'll happen.
I would like not to. $1,000. What's the window?
Sure. Okay. Oh, that's good.
Okay. What's the point? If there's something in here that sent those bullhorns towards people, please do it again.
Send it toward these people.
Because I believe in all of this, and frankly, I do not believe that happened. You're going to have to show me.
Oh, you got the horn. Got the horn.
It's a little folding chair at us. They're light-ish.
What is this? WWE?
Yeah, it's a TLC match. It's a table ladder chair match. Average sugar.
Of course, President for the Impact Fire. So go to the video and I'm not witness.
We're just sitting here and rip all day, but we're here to do a job. And I know it may not seem like we're serious right now, but I seriously want you to throw something right at my face. Please.
Everyone drop the horn.
1 minute. You know, 30 seconds.
30 seconds to drop the horn.
30 seconds to throw anything.
Wiggle
And I mean anything at us.
Just wiggle them. Give us a little wiggle.
This is your chance. This is your chance to grab glory. Or should I say throw glory? Throw it right into my stupid face. 5 seconds.
Come on. Just wiggle them. Drop them.
3, 2, 1. Move it.
You owe me $1.50.
Another rumor story at the former Grand Hotel is that of a former janitor, a man called the Swamper. As part of his pay, he was given a room in a dark corner in the basement.
Cool. What a perk. What are the benefits for working with a janitor? Well, I get a little pay. Prepared for you in the basement. Can you apply on his resume to say the Swamper?
I don't know. You know, if he had a real name, I would probably try to make it pretty good. Some believe these tunnels were the work of the Swamper, who, according to the story, would take the whatever from the mine and bring it back. Whatever happened to his past, nobody knows. But some believe it was more than a big deal. Sometimes the residents, Josh, Felix, and local alike claim that the Swamper still wanders the dark corners of the basement. When employees explored the tunnel, they took the knowledge of these guns echoing throughout the basement. So, the building had been empty and locked when they had left it to injure the tone. In general, the basement is said to be one of the most active areas of the building. As usual, with the most horrific parts of buildings, we'll investigate this area individually.
Multiple enemy pilots
That's a nice creepy vibe right off the bat. How do you do that? Well, what they will pile up there. You can choose this town. Alright, so down here in the basement, I'm going to turn my light off just for kicks. And just spend some time bathing in darkness. Turn, Swamper. Well, that all day. You know, I've met a lot of ghouls, Swamper, and by not a lot of ghouls, I mean I have no ghouls, but I feel I'm doing something with you. Take the cake. You're not kind of big fan. And that's basically about it. Also the fact that you see it. Very funny to me. So, good. I'm going to run it with you. I really want to find a good spot.
What the fuck is wrong with this game? Fucking bullshit. Fucking shit.
It's fine. Pretty boring. Boring? What's that room?
No Swamper action?
No Swamper action. And I really wanted it. Have fun.
I'm not going to, but...
That's fun with your play. You're down here to have fun. It's not like the Swamper. You're down here to have fun. I hear you. It's around the Swamper for me.
Fuck you, fucking fuck.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. He's gone. Alrighty. Alright, Swamper. I know you probably don't like being called that. But why would you put a gift shop next to the most haunted part of the building? There it is. There's the Swamper creepy, decrepit, dusty old bedroom, and what a fun thing I've spent all this time. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm going to give you 1 minute of silence for the masochist.
Are you fucking kidding me?
chance to show that you're here. That's your prerogative. What? How about it? Oh, I really wish my time was up. I feel like my time should be up. I hear footsteps. Is that you, Shane? Shane? Yeah? You...
Come on through here, buddy.
You didn't need to... What's his name, Swamper? Not that I know. Not that you know. You need somebody else. I think I'm back there. I got a little too close to this down there. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, that was... Yeah. It's been a dream. I fulfilled my childhood dream of going to the streets of Tombstone, Arizona, one of my favorite historical sites. Oh, look, my name's carved into the door. Ooh, anyway, stay golden, Swamper. I'm out.
For 136 years, since 30 seconds of gunfighting secured Tombstone's place in American history books. But our fascination with the town remains. Is it merely our obsession with the Old West that keeps Tombstone going? Or are the ghosts of a violent past as much a part of today's city as they were when White Earth and his brothers patrolled the streets? The answer remains unsolved.
Holy water. 3. We watch.
2.
2.
And 1.
This week on the season finale of BuzzFeed Unsolved, we're going to be doing things a little bit different. In the past, we've investigated things in houses, buildings, attractions, and museums. But what all of these places have in common is that they either were only active in the past, or because they're famous, they've been thoroughly investigated. The first is that the kind of place that is truly a place. We have to investigate something that is not only happening at house call. So here we are. A homeschool family of 4 that reached out to us to hopefully help us find out who or what is inside their home. Who are these people? The mother who reached out to us is a colleague of ours, Hannah Williams. Hannah has given us the opportunity to do two things. 1, find and document evidence of the ghost, and prove once and for all that ghosts are real. Yeah, you like that? 2, we can finally help somebody. And judging by what Hannah has told me, she's gonna need a little bit of help. And frankly, this house kind of terrifies me. I don't know if you can tell how nervous I am right now. But without further ado, shall we get this over with?
Let's slink on in.
Heart beating so fast. Well, I've got hey, yeah, let's take a seat in the dark. Oh, yeah. There was a noise over there. Yeah, no shit. What was that? I don't know. Let's go find out. We don't live here. We hear what you've done here.
You hungry?
I know what you're up to.
You want some food?
I'm not scared of you.
You want food?
Who's that noise?
Yes.
Come from over here somewhere.
Well, let's set up the camera here.
I'll take that as
Why are these picture frames? No, that's over here, some man. Okay, basically. We're on the couch. I will show you what I brought back myself because I have a feeling that whatever's in here may not be the nicest. Cold water? Shall we get into it?
In July 2018, Hannah Williams, her husband Matt, and her 3-year-old and 6-year-old sons moved into a new home in Los Angeles, California. At first, the move was successful, as all of these situations are, but overall, ordinary. And for the first 3 weeks in the home, things remained exactly that, ordinary. But then one night, Hannah and her family started to hear what sounded like footsteps coming from the attic, loud enough that it woke her up in the dead of the night.
It made it a little difficult to sleep at first, just because.
Oh, they were that loud.
Yeah, like new noises too. I think, where I'm like,
Noon?
I didn't hear this in my old house,
Oh, I see.
so it's weird to me. So it took a little adjusting.
Being skeptical in nature, Hannah and her husband assumed it must have been the typical wood creek that brought them home. But as time went on, the footsteps continued and got undeniable. Around this time, Hannah would start to notice lights that she turned off would be on when she returned. It started to become clear that this was perhaps beyond the normal circumstances of a house.
I want to set the record straight right from the jump here. Seems like they got a lot of smart technology in this home. I want to make sure that these lights aren't hooked up to some sort of Alexa or a Google lady.
It's a light switch.
Okay.
This is our first house call, so I thought it would be wise to offer all we could to solve this, so I called in a second. Hi, how's it going? Ryan, nice to meet you.
This is the Osmo.
Nice to meet you. He doesn't. Oh, that's awesome.
Just so you know.
That's our move point. Being an a-hole.
It's not time tonight.
One night, Hannah and her husband were awoken by the sound of their alarm system being triggered. When they went down to investigate, the alarm disarmed itself. The alarm system monitors all entries, such as windows and doors.
The way it works is when it sets off, the alarm trips for 30 seconds, and you have 30 seconds to disarm it before it goes into full-blown alarm mode. So one night at about 4 in the morning, the alarm tripped. And Matt and I both bolted up and we ran. So like we both didn't know what to do either. So I'm like, someone's breaking in. Do we turn the alarm off, or what? Like, do we see if someone's breaking in? It was just very confusing.
You also weren't thinking I bet you go to school inside my house. You were thinking, oh, someone wants to do my big screen TV.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he gets up and starts looking around, and he doesn't see any doors open. So he goes to disarm the alarm, and it just stops before he goes to disarm it. And that was weird. But what was weirder is when we went to look at the log to see what sensor tripped it, there was no record of the alarm ever tripping.
Is your first ghost hunt, AJ?
No.
Oh.
We never worked with a medium before, so how does it work? You walk in, you give like a reading of the room, maybe what you're sensing.
Yeah, kind of. So what I do, I kind of go through each home or location. I pick up hot, cold spots or the vibration that I pick up here. There's also residual energy of the home, the land, and also the people that live in it. So typically what you pick up is either people live in the home, their energy, their loved ones, the home itself, what happened here, or what happened here on the land itself.
So we did the investigation. This is all the stuff that we found. I'm going to present it to you room by room. I'm also going to tell you the things that the psychic said that is relevant to you. And talk about that. So
I mean, my hope has always been that you guys would go spend the night, nothing happens, we all move on.
well, I will say this, and this is not hyperbole in the slightest. This is by far the most evidence we've ever found in any place by a considerable margin.
If anyone is here, can you call us your name?
If it's too hard to speak and you need something, there's 2 flashlights on that table. Do you want one of the flashlights?
I don't know if you guys are nice owners, the couple things I do believe there is a pocket table that is passed over.
was lost.
Yeah, I mean, it was... Okay. Yeah, I was too. If we need to stop again.
Okay.
Alright, now, this is a weird departure, but now we're going to take it better. Okay.
There's some spooky rain falling outside.
Ooh,
It's not one of us.
that's very distinct.
That's a very distinct shush. However, up to this point, the footsteps, the lights turning on and off, and the alarm bell could all be chalked up to something would happen in Hannah's bedroom that would change that.
So what started happening is every night Jackson would come with our room in the middle of the night, go around to my side of the bed and stand there until I noticed him. Totally creepy. One night, I thought he was standing next to the bed.
What in the ever-living fuck?
It was a girl. A little bit older than Jackson. Just standing there. Where did he stand? She was like 11-year-old maybe. My first instinct was more annoyed. Like, what are you, like, and so we're like, just go back over. It's like not gonna happen for you.
You saw the specter of a little girl in your room and you were like, I gotta catch up on some Z's, see you later.
The next morning, I woke up and I was like, what was that? Because my first instinct always asks the question in my heart. So I woke up and then Jackson was up next to me and he sits up and starts waking up and the first thing he does is put me there. He's right. And he says, he says it was Matilda.
Initially my thought was, it seems like maybe that could be sleep paralysis. Wake up, in the room. That's very common in a lot of sleep paralysis. But to have two people say the same thing without, talking to the entire
All systems transferred to pilot.
Alright, we're going to put the obelisk on backward.
This investigation marks our first time using a device referred to as the obelisk. The obelisk is a device used to detect the spirits that takes environmental readings such as electromagnetic fields and temperatures, and then those environmental readings produces phonetic noises that sometimes form noise.
Okay, I'm just gonna put it right on the bed. Right to work on the sleep. Maybe just under the quarters.
Alright, opening door.
Alright, we're talking directly again to Matilda, if that's actually her name. We're talking to the little girl that we killed in the house. If you are in fact a little girl, can you please show yourself? Can you prove yourself that you're here in the room with us? That's fine.
Who's here? Is this Matilda? We don't got all night, George. Yeah, that's it. What are you here for? What are you talking to? Nothing. No. Anything? Here. You see every time we're in? If this was an other scenario, and if I were there, could you imagine how lightning this is really jarring. This is decent kind of way. So if they don't want it, that the here set boundaries with guys in the games are like, look,
we live here, we're protecting the family, we're looking out for them, this is what we need to do. It feels like I've just like someone's hanging me somewhere. I don't know if this wall is here originally, or if this is all open, but for some reason I want to walk through this and kind of walk through this so I don't know what they know like property on the south. That I don't believe it. Like, what's that?
You know, it's a lot of wood. What's for your eyes right now? Huh?
Typically, we go back into August. I don't know what August is smoking, but typically it's going to be like July, August, is really a few months for the family.
We need in July, and in August, for sale. So,
we're going to
Whenever I bring it up, that place does not have that. I asked him before coming here, just if he was talking about it a little bit, and once he said, well, you know I see people in my room. And then what he said was, somebody asked him that night, are you ready for the check-out? He was asking me, how do I know if he was about it? So what he said, what he did, everybody saw was men and women, women wearing white, and then what doing their white dresses, and they were standing facing back.
Murder, homicide, and that type of thing that is not true, but there's plenty of cause to this to happen to you.
He said he wasn't afraid, and he said he wasn't afraid, and he didn't want them to turn around, but it's just a weird visual. Like, fire all these people facing the closet.
I'm scared of this.
It's a very big piece of paper. Oh, you did that small end. Yeah, it's a child draw. It's essentially someone drew a smiley face, and you said, yeah, that looks like a child document. Oh, I thought you were going to say something about you. Yours doesn't want to take what makes sense. Although it proves that all your judgment was in the song, the outfit and the hair specifically, due to the fact that both Jackson and Sam saw the same girl. Very good personal going on inside their house. And all you look at that is inconvenience. And what the time can happen can I continue to see through the last year? And try to not think about what criminals could possibly be doing. After telling these goals to Frank, one concerned decided to sleep over to see if she could help him confirm that she was involved. In the middle of the night, Alex awoke to her surprise to the little girl standing in front of her. But bizarrely, much like him, she felt a sense of calm wash over her. And the little girl was at the same time. As she tried to touch her from her contact, she felt and suddenly,
Fuck.
sitting over on the couch, and they saw the apparition immediately at the fireplace, and the fireplace, and the
particular that wants to get into that right now. Touch one of us. Oh, you can use the steps to get that. No! Good job. That's right where you were saying that okay. Step 4, please. You make one of these devices. Follow the light, follow my voice, I'm over here.
Is it happening? Has the haunt begun?
Please come out right now, instead of later. Please, I'm begging you. Well, I think I need to fuck myself with that, right? How you doing, Phoenix? Really? That's all? That's what we're doing? That was working? That was that's gonna be fun. It'll be hilarious. Yeah, laugh it up. You're laughing over on the other side. Ha 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 ha. Very funny. I'll tell you one thing. I'm gonna have this flashlight in my hand. I'll whip you across the ghost skull. What are you talking about? I don't know. I'm scared.
Yeah, I know.
Alex's experience was confirmation for Hannah. After Alex's sighting of the people that had all seen the same thing in separate locations in the house. What was the most odd to Hannah was the fact that whatever this little girl is, it seems to have a common influence on people, which offers the greater question of what are this entity's intentions? Is it dangerous? Shortly after Alex's experience, Hannah got somewhat of an answer.
Our master bedroom has a lock from the inside. So you can lock somebody out and there's a keyhole on the outside. And without having little kids, that's not safe because I know when my kids will lock us out from the inside of the room and it's very funny. So we decided to leave the key in the keyhole. It opens inwards, so there's no way the key would hit the wall or anything if somebody swung the door open. A little bit after my friend had her thing in the night, I heard my husband asking the kids if they had done something. And I went to look and he showed me that the key in the keyhole was bent at about like a 45-degree angle. Which I think could happen if it was like smashed into the wall or something. But it opens inward. And so, first of all, it's not something a kid would have done without like having a lot of damage to themselves. Like if they had hit it with their hands or something, like that would hurt.
Yeah.
So we went to try to bend it back and it would not budge. We tried, or I tried, Matt tried, it would not bend back.
And you were trying to do this with what, like tools or in your hands?
We got tools, hands, and I know I didn't do it, and he knows he didn't do it. And the kids could not have done this. And there's no way it hit the wall. So that was the one physical thing that was just hard to explain.
Hannah felt that whatever was in the house may be a little aggressive, and during this time that she came into contact with us in hopes that we would find out what was truly going on inside her home, and that hopefully we could fix it. Looking into the house's history, I found that only 2 families lived here before, and found no report of paranormal activity. So either the activity started when Hannah arrived, or perhaps prior residents could have been reaching out to entities themselves before Hannah and her family moved in. When looking into the history of the land before it would become a home, it appears that the house is situated on a plot of land that was once part of wheat fields, so nothing sinister there. Which brings us to the original question: who and what is this entity that haunts Hannah's home? Based on the timeline of events, the showing of aggression, and prior cases we've investigated, namely the Sally House in Kansas, I'm unfortunately inclined to believe that the entity presenting itself as a little girl is not a little girl at all. Our past research indicates that oftentimes the spirits of children are in fact demons in disguise. Alright, so right now we are entering Jackson's room, which, as we know, Shane, is one of the more active rooms in this house. I will not pretend that I have the vision of any sort, or I'm not spiritually sensitive, but I hate the way I feel in here.
Yeah? There is some sort of old energy that's here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ancient.
Yes, I mean, for me, it feels like it's not even just the homeowner versus not their loved ones, none of that's connected here. So I think there's multiple layers that are happening.
Is it human?
I believe it takes form of a human. That's what it starts at.
Very good.
Because it
Yeah.
feels like it like overlays itself in some way, the same like positively.
Do you have my vial of holy water here? So
Correct.
I'm good.
They hear walking around.
What?
They hear the walking. The owners.
They hear walking everywhere.
Yeah, I hear walking like now.
Yeah, she said it's so loud that it wakes her up.
No, like I hear it like with my.
Oh.
Like I hear it like psychically as if I'm hearing walking. Not a physical, but spiritually.
How does that?
Don't like that.
So I believe there's actually foot like shuffling. That's how I describe it. Like someone shuffling their feet, like dragging their feet in some ways. But I feel like I'm also dragging something almost. So there's something very heavy with it that I feel like that's also connected to it.
Boy, that's sort of a good campfire tale here. Feet, but also sort of a thing.
Right for a second? Oh. I thought her whispering. Sorry, go again. Say what you're saying.
Does it hurt? I just heard that.
Yeah, are you speaking out there?
No, I swear, I just heard that as well.
I thought so too.
You laughing?
Okay, so that's Matt, me, and AJ all hearing the same like laughing. But what's weird is we don't catch it in audio. I don't know. But that's
It's messing with your brain.
When we're talking about this kind of stuff and we're maybe exposing whatever is in here, are they aware of that, or do they not like us, exposing their ruse, I suppose?
No, they love it. Because what you're doing, you're feeding into their energy. So if you're, let's say, like, hey, I'm afraid of it, but let's try to contact it, like, you're feeding to that, so you're giving them more power, more energies, and ways to say, like, well, it's your language, let's talk with you. Yeah. So, let's feed it.
Let's feed it.
Yeah, we hear that there are two women in here, and we also hear that there's a little girl in here. And the little girl in particular is who I'm talking to.
Perhaps goes by the name of Matilda.
Can you say your name? Are you actually a little girl? I think you're not.
I heard no. Just off the top of my head.
You just heard no?
No.
Well, that's fine. What are you?
Stop hiding, you coward! And also, why the pigtails? It's a little cliche.
Well, I'm not scared of you, so please say your name.
I'm flying, but please say your name.
I have a vial of holy water. What do you have?
Me?
Well, here's
Put this.
Purple pig.
That's gotta be tough to.
okay.
How about Teddy?
All right, buddy. Calm down. Or did it make a noise?
I wasn't expecting it, man. I was grabbing this teddy bear. Jesus Christ. Oh. So, we now give you the room. Please communicate with us and step forward.
Okay. Almighty, why do every time I get near this stupid box?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you said right.
Get this kind of stuff. Okay, we're leaving. Turning it off. Here's your chance. 3. What do you want to say? I'm going. You.
Oh. My spirit is right now.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, the hair is right here from my arm, too.
Why?
I actually got goosebumps right now too.
Oh, I actually see
That's
it.
in my hand. I'm not like, I don't have chills. I think there's just an energy.
Do you not want me to leave? I'm going to turn this off.
One more time, please.
Can you say that again, please? I'm talking to you. Can you say that again, please? Who are you?
I'm the contact, like this lit up right.
Oh, that's okay. What do you want with this house? What do you want with me? Why are you playing with me? Just speak. Why don't I just pick up this time? I'm going to turn it off for sure this time. Do you hate Ryan?
Do you know?
I hate her. Last chance. 5. You're mocking me, huh? You think this is funny? Because I don't. Do you want me to say how many? You want me to count down again? I'm turning off in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Stop. I think so. Not sure. I would go back on that audio.
Is there a Matilda here? Are we speaking with Matilda? Alright, you're going to make me do it again. I'm going to turn this off in 5 seconds. And I mean it this time. 5.
You don't have anything on your hand, though. You're just screening it or no? That's
Oh, I'm
crazy.
holding it my entire time.
That's crazy.
See what tilt, huh?
You are?
Shut up. This is fucking crazy. This is crazy. If that's true, say your name. I need to hear your name. Otherwise, I'm not going to believe it. If you're really taking this whole I'm a child thing this far, I respect the method, but I'm starting to get frustrated. You're going to make me count down again, Marty. Okay, here we go. I'm turning it off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. Alright. I'm out of here. That is freaking crazy. And I'm back. We enter the final phase of the investigation. Later in the house, Shane will be sleeping in the master bedroom, and I will be sleeping in Jackson's room. Well, that is horrifying. Not doing that. Fuck that.
Open this closet. Since we've got access to the attic here. This way, if there's any sort of demon or malevolent spirit, they can break out of the attic and into my box. The current of the spirit box brings it home. Alrighty. Spirit box. I guess specifically I'm talking to Matilda. Now what was that? I have this with me. Big old bottle of holy water with her trying to gas in it. You don't like that, huh? Who was that? Say something again. Speak. I'm going to sleep tonight. I know that much. Uh-oh. Suddenly got colder in this room. I'm going to sleep now. I'm just going to close my eyes and I'm closing my eyes on the spirit and open my eyes and do something standing in front of me. Good night, ghouls. There's only dreaming in the bed. There's people sleeping in my heart.
Already it is morning time.
Exhausted. Slept in my contacts for an hour. Just another day at the office ready unsolved. I hope Kenneth finds some sort of solace in the work we did here tonight. And we did do work. Just reflecting back on it, just reflect back on moments. Yeah, we probably didn't do much. But see you later, whatever's in there. You had your opportunity. You blew it.
You messed up, man. You blew it, and now you're dead. Already was dead.
Yeah, well, double check. You have now seen the evidence of our investigation. What are your thoughts to that? What's your reaction?
I'm kind of confused, though. It's
confusing.
It's confusing because it's like, it might be dead, but not.
Frankly, it sounds like there's a ghoul war going on. There's different ghouls from different areas
He's
of
got
time.
identities,
Yeah.
and
They're all vying for ownership.
I would really like to know for sure, like, what it is.
I don't know if you're ever going to get that.
Yeah.
But what you can do is you can take the precautions.
Between the psychic readings and the plethora of evidence captured, I feel safe in saying that there is definitely something haunting Hannah's home. I can only hope that our investigation provided answers for Hannah and her family. At the very least, proper steps to cleanse the home have been taken to ensure their safety. Yet, Shane and skeptics believe that the evidence captured is by no means definitive, and consequently, whether or not Hannah's home is definitively haunted will remain unsolved.
I want to look out, and then there's like handprints with blood. Oh, and it was kind of like that.
And so you think...
I think Roy told me over.
Just to help.
Because I was freaking out about a rat.
Okay, so right now we're on the infirmary. Up here is where right now you can actually see. Oh boy. If you see the wall, paper border around, that's actually 7.5 feet.
Oh my gosh. I'm so tall for these stairs.
You can see what an actual bed that would be fit for you to do. That way you wouldn't have to
This is a bed for an 8-foot tall person?
kind of wooden. It's very wood. Look at all the room you have in those long rooms.
That's pretty good.
There's not much room.
Well, okay, so there's... Oh, cool.
Actually, that looks like it fits you just right.
No, there's a lot of room in here. You ever listen to the radio, Roy? Well, this is kind of like that, but it'll make you want to shove a pencil into you.
Yeah, I think. I think can't stay. But it's a girl voice, natural voice. Just say our names back, or if you want, you tell us your name, if this is your Roy actually in here. Cold winter. Roy, I heard you like listening to opera music. So, I have some opera tracks with me, and I'll play them. And even if you're not in this room, we're going to walk around the hall, so if you wanted to walk around with us, maybe you say hi to us, you can do so. But I'll play some music for you now, so maybe like that. How about it, Roy? I enjoy it. Shall we? No, we're not dancing, we're not dancing.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Anybody want to come out?
It's Christmas time.
This is a male vocal opera song, so maybe you want to sing along. Just walk down the terrifying red hallway. You hear, Roy? Anybody here that wants to show themselves? Listen to nice music? It's for everybody, not just for Roy.
children, and supposedly there was a room where children would go to meet Santa during the holidays. To this day, this room still has Christmas decorations. It's said that toys will allegedly move by themselves in the Christmas room.
So right now we are in the basement of the East Wing, and down here is the Christmas room.
This looks like happy things. There's a little Santa. Oh, that happy boy in the
What is
window.
with Christmas decorations that look so menacing when it's, when they're by themselves? Nutcrackers always creep me out too. We could set up our little test here to see if something will move. We actually have a little device with us here today. This dog is quite useful because it measures static energy around it, so I'll show you what I mean.
This looks very scientific.
Well, could have used it. Okay, so basically what it does is it measures the static electricity, so when I get close to it, it turns on.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically what it'll do. So, what we're going to do, since this is the Christmas room, this is where a lot of children play, we're going to ask them to pet the dog.
Oh, that's fun.
Alright, so if there's anybody in here who want to pet our dog,
Would you like to pet our pretty dog?
he's very nice, he doesn't bite. I'm going to pet the dog. See? He likes it. He plays music for you. Pretty good, right?
It's pretty good.
It's for the kids. What do you think? What's your favorite holiday? If you're in here, I'm guessing you like Christmas, right? You like Santa Claus?
Oh, it's me. And then it's the plan. That's the dog.
Jesus Christ. We're here just to have fun. We're not here to hurt you. We can't have fun with you if you don't let us know you're here. So if you want to just move something in this room or show us which toy you want to play with. But our dog is really nice if you want to pet him. Yeah, better yet, maybe you don't want to pet the dog, please. I kind of like it. Maybe you can keep your hands off the dog.
Against the rules.
It'd be really uncool if you pet our dog.
I'll kill you if you touch my dog.
Okay, too far.
Don't touch my dog.
Let's back it up. Let's back it up a little bit. Well, we're going to leave our dog here, actually. So when we leave, if you just don't want to play with the dog because we're here, you can go ahead and touch your dog as soon as we leave. No problem. Before leaving the room, we set up a static cam to watch the dog. I think something was there was either poking it on the nose, or it was petting it, and because ghosts maybe don't have, I don't know, as much. Basically what the dog is, it has an energy field around it, a static energy field around it. And if you break that field, it'll set the dog up. Maybe ghosts don't have enough to make it go crazy, but they have enough to do it.
All of the Bugars, all the believers, they're going to say, this should confirm. All the people who really believe in science will recognize pseudoscience and understand that there is zero correlation between this shitty thing that has nothing to do with this lack of... There's nothing there. You understand there's no connection. You're saying you're forcing this fake science into the world.
Fake science. It is. It's an energy field that we tested the device when we were there. It worked when we put our hand into it. It didn't work when we were away from it. We were sitting next to it for about 20 minutes. Nothing happened. We leave. It happens. Perhaps the most active area is known as Shadow Hallway, a hallway leading toward the infirmary, where shadow people are often seen. In one room of the hallway is what Sharon believes is a portal for vortex in the asylum. The shadow people, quote, could look like you and I, solid. They can be light gray, medium gray, dark gray, or pitch black. They could be normal human shaped or amorphous shapes. They come in and out of doorways, walk across the hall. Sometimes they'll poke an arm or a leg out. Sometimes they crawl on the floor, and that can be creepy, especially if you're sitting on the floor during an investigation and one is coming at you, because you can actually see the shadow moving toward you. End quote. To finish this off, We'll investigate this hallway individually and perform a spirit box session in the vortex.
This is a shadow hallway. Be on the lookout for shadow people as you look down into the blue light. You'll see it at the end of the hallway, and you're going to end in the vortex room. You don't like the spirit box, so you're not going to do that, so I'm going to do the spirit box. That's just simply how it is.
Thank you for allowing me to not do the spirit box. Here I go, embarking on my journey into the dark.
He's probably commenting on the decor, you know, making silly little jokes, having a blast. But my mind's going to descend into darkness when I go up there.
Any dolls like to talk to me? Miss? Ma'am? What are you doing back there? You think I didn't see you?
This is for science. I'm about to shine my truth beams all down this hallway. If I see one of you, just know that I'll have footage of a ghost. So here I am, walking down Shadow Hallway. So we got some rooms. So, if you're here, Roy, what the fuck was that? See, Mike, don't lose it. Now I'm gonna go. Ah, oh, Jesus.
He seemed brave walking up there, but he did have that sort of black look in his eyes that he gets.
But I just stand in one of these rooms and just bask in the silence as Shane says. That's a huge bet. Holy fuck, okay. Anybody here right now? I'm giving you the floor. I think that was the wind, but it sure sounded like a voice. That's good for there. Oh, this is the vortex room. Going in. Oh, people report feeling uneasy in here. Some people can't even walk in here because it's just so thick. This is said to be a portal, and Shane said he asked Satan to come here, so that's fun. Thanks for that, fucking Shane. This is a spirit box. This will help me speak to you. I'm very scared right now, I'm sorry. Are you scared too? A little? Roy, are you here right now? No? Then who is it? No one. Huh. Okay, you want to play games? Sure.
That's your time.
Woohoo! Oh boy. Oh, thank you, fucking God. Get me the fuck out of here. I did it. I did it. I did it.
Hey! You lived! You didn't get eaten by a ghost.
I did it.
You look rattled.
Yeah.
What happened in there?
Just, talking to things. Did you get anything?
Nope. Got nothing.
That's about par for the course. Well, goodbye to whatever up there. Sayonara. The boys are out.
With its decades of history and numerous inhabitants, it's not far-fetched to think that some people remain. Did a spirit actually trigger our motion detecting dog? Perhaps. But regardless, whether or not Rolling Hills Asylum is definitively haunted will remain unsolved.
There she is.
Another demon house.
Another demon house. I gotta say, it does look as imposing in person as it does online.
You gonna make it?
Well,
This next one, thank you for 50 points now. This next one was sent in on Twitter using a hashtag #CourtneyDriveThru from Grant Cameron. Did Dusty want Rick Steiner to beat McFlair at Starrcade 88 in under 4 minutes? Did Flair go over Dusty's head and get it changed? Did this lead to Dusty no-showing a house show in D.C. soon after in protest? Did any of this happen?
Well, it's been reported, has it not, that Dusty was getting
grumpy, and Dusty and Flair were getting grumpy with each other, and Dusty wanted to make Flair and Rick Steiner the match at Starrcade 88 because he wanted to push Steiner and make him a top gimmick babyface.
Well, was it that, or was he wanted to show Ric Flair who the boss was?
Well, and he wanted to show Ric Flair who the boss was. But I'm trying to think who took it to that. Was that when Herd was first becoming involved, or was that before Herd?
I think it was before Herd, because Starrcade 88 would have been December.
That's right. What happened was that Jim Crockett was the interim booker. When they fired Dusty, right about this time and over some of this, Turner had just bought the company, and one of the primary reasons was because of all the wrestlers. Ted Turner knew Ric Flair, knew who he was, and knew him, had met him, and in some of the photo ops that Turner would occasionally, pop up for. And that's kind of why they bought the thing. Well, now Rick and Dusty are mad at each other, and Dusty wants to show him who's boss, and Dusty's also concerned because Turner's just bought the company. He wants to continue as booker. That's why he turned the Road Warriors and put himself in an angle with them. That's why he had heated up some other stuff. He got everything to where he thought that it would be to draw some money to show them that, he was doing his thing. But several things started backfiring. They didn't like the Road Warriors. The people did not want to boo the Road Warriors whether they were equal or not. The spike in the eye got fucking heat on Dusty, which was like
the frontier is where every part of this fight.
A week after I bled buckets, and they said they didn't want any more juice. So what Dusty did was turn around and get juice himself by having the Road Warriors stick a spike in his fucking eye. So that wasn't good. In some way, and I'm trying to remember the chain of the information of whether it was through Jim Crockett or whatever the case. Turner Broadcasting made the choice there to fire Dusty as the booker, but keep him as a talent. And that's when they named Jim Crockett as the interim booker until they could find a new one, because by that point they knew that Jim Herd was coming in, and they figured, well, fuck, we'll search for another booker, which that ended up with George Scott, so we know how that turned out. The point is, I don't remember Dusty no-showing a house show in Washington and protest over that when they told him they removed him as booker, but did he even no-show one? I can't remember. Because that's the point in time where Turner Broadcasting was trying to save on plane tickets and not flying me and Heyman to the fucking house shows. Remember that? That's right. So I think I'd have been there to know whether he no-showed either. They already mandatory no-showed me and Paulie. So I don't know.
Now, Steiner ends up winning the TV title from Wakanda Starrcade. And that was obviously the program that had been set up for a long time, with them being the varsity club. How do you think it would have gone over? If all of a sudden, instead of that, you don't go to the Steiner Rotunda match, you go to Steiner versus Ric Flair, and he beats Flair under 4 minutes.
I've also heard that. I don't think that would have been the case, regardless of whether they had the match or not. I think that's been romanticized because I don't remember anybody else ever, especially having an idea for anybody else ever doing a 4-minute world title match, regardless of the finish. Has that not always sounded a little fucking IDU?
Yes and no. Knowing the dynamics behind the scenes at that point, Flair was really unhappy with Dusty. Arn and Tully had been unhappy with Dusty and they left. So now Flair had been then there. I could see Ric Flair and Dusty, they always had a love-hate relationship. I know in the later years before Dusty passed, they loved each other. They were great. Well, look at 1991, Flair left the company. Some people who were involved in this said Dusty was at the bar celebrating. And they wouldn't have to deal with Flair. So, I think I can see Dusty in that period of time who was, again, just about Road Warrior angle, which didn't work and also got him in trouble. I can see him maybe thinking about showing Ric Flair who his boss was.
I can see the statement being made out loud that if you're going through the top 20, I can see him in about 4 minutes. I can see something like that. And then it being taken and run away with. But regardless. I think the people obviously would have cared and loved it if Rick Steiner had beaten Ric Flair on pay-per-view for the world title, but
I would think that would be impossible. You think it would react positively to that?
I think they honestly would. Remember, Steiner, the dog-faced Brooklyn, he was one of the more popular fucking people, babyface or heel in the company, and Kevin Sullivan especially did a masterful job with that because that's what they were going for. He was an updated Flyweight Frazier. It was at this time he was a lovable guy who happened to be a legitimate shooter who was being treated as a flunky because he was mentally deficient in some respect, but the people liked him, and the more that Sullivan mistreated him, the more they wanted to see that. And finally, a lot of people forget, when the Steiner brothers first got together, Rick Steiner was the star, and Scott was the little brother.
You know, we just talked about that on the Observer Hall of Fame special that comes out this week, because I believe the Steiner brothers in the Hall of Fame. Again, I would be waiting. The Steiner brothers are not even in the Wrestling Hall of Fame, but Twinkle Toes McFinger Bang is a first ballot Hall of Fame. The Steiner brothers aren't, but I think going back now, they look even more impressive when you go watch them. And that was one of the points I brought up was Scott came in, he's just Rick's little brother. Yeah, and then really quickly was like, oh my God, this guy's doing revolutionary stuff we've never seen before. And he became, really one of the most dynamic tag teams of all time for 5 years.
Yeah, so, I mean, the people would have liked it, whether it's Baltimore or not, because Steiner was over. Whether it would have been the right thing for business is another decision, because Steiner had not been portrayed in that spot, but yet, by the same token, with the exception of the in-ring quality of 1989, when having the Trinity Steamboat, Google Funk, etc., business was never as good as it was for WCW when they bought it, as it was when they bought it for Crockett for another 6 fucking years. So it couldn't have been too much worse than what they ended up doing, except they wouldn't have given us that big year of '89 with all those great matches and Flair somewhat bring it back around. But Rick Steiner as world champion in 1992 would probably look better than what they were doing in front of no people in an empty building.
Hello, dear friends, and you all are your friends, and welcome back to another edition of Ps4 Drive-Thru right here. Hope everyone's doing what you are on this beautiful Monday afternoon. Assuming it's beautiful somewhere, maybe only in your state of mind.
I love it
but
when they
I'm
light up
actually
the
in your
place.
locale. I am your host, the great Brian Last, and of course the man joining me, the man will be answering your questions, which are sent in so many times. CornyDriveThru@gmail.com or on Twitter using the hashtag CornyDriveThru. He is the exalted one
Keep fighting,
of the
pilot. Your
Focal
Titan's
Point,
almost ready.
the Caligula of Louisville, Kentucky, Mr. Jim Cornyn.
Call it any time,
Are we
pilot.
done yet?
Do you snore?
What?
Do you snore? The first question on the drive-thru this week.
Stand
Are you
by
a
for
snorer?
Titanfall.
Of course I don't snore. You have to be an idiot to think I snore. Are we done with this show yet? Okay. Well, my day is winding down. I got up real early this morning, Brian Last. I heard some of your intro there. It's beautiful in your state of mind. Well, it's beautiful right now, but last night it was a rough day down here. I think it was Saturday night. Or Sunday, as we were recording this, even though you just claimed it was Monday, because you're thinking ahead. It was Saturday night last night, and I tried to stay up. Why are you laughing?
Because you're setting it up like a horror movie. It was Saturday night last night. I was up late.
He was angry, my friend. It was a dark and stormy night. It was actually a dark night. Nights usually are. But it didn't get stormy till this morning. So Saturday night, I was trying to stay up and watch Spingooley. Even though I knew what happened. with the beast from 20,000 fathoms. But of course I went to sleep, because I get up early in the morning to service all the Cornet's Collectibles customers. So I went to sleep, and at 9, I guess, and of course at 4 o'clock this morning here in metropolitan Louisville, Kentucky, comes the thunderstorm, and the crashing, and the banging, and the thunder, and the lightning would light up the whole room through the curtains, and the thunder was crashing. It was like, as Joe LeDuc would said, it was like having a symphony orchestra right next to your head. And of course, it jolts everybody awake. Well, now, I've been asleep for 7 hours. Right? Because I'm an old man. I go to bed early, so I can get all my proper sleep, so I can get very sick from this point and die. And now that I've been asleep for 7 hours at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm trying to lay there. I can't go back to sleep. So of course, they can go back to sleep immediately. Harley can go back to sleep immediately. I'm done. So I get up. It's pitch black. So I look at the current state of the world on the internet. I can't see outside because what's really on my mind is the high winds. I just had, as you'll recall, we've talked about it here on the programs, thousands of dollars of free work done this year. Just got the yard all cleaned up. Everything's done. The back corner, things are looking good. I'm scared. I got these old massive trees on the property. That, every time these 50-mile-an-hour winds come, I'm just crossing my fingers. I got that weight on me. I can't see because it's dark. So I piss some people off on Twitter, and then I go and pack some more Cornet's Collectibles orders to be shipped out this week. And the daylight comes, and I look outside, and all the limbs are fine. Of course, leaves are blown around everywhere. And all the trees are fine. Everything's in the right place it's supposed to be, and the sun's peeking out. And it turns out that it becomes a bright and sunny day, but it's still windy. So I go out about 9:30, quarter to 10, take little Harley for a walk. And what do I spot? Let me backtrack for a minute, Brian. So all the new people who joined the program last year can understand this. Last year, we got one of those depot tents over the fire pit in the backyard, because the built-in gazebo with the barbecue is in phase 3 of the Castle Cornet landscaping project, which has been pushed back at least a year, which was a complete fiasco. Anyway, we got one of the tents. You go to the fire pit area, the seating area there. It looks like a Maharaja's location there, and it was very nice. And then we wanted to be an all-weather kind of thing, so we got the heavy canvas instead of the sheer curtain type of thing. You know what I'm talking about, the lingerie type of curtain. That just fly away. We got the heavy canvas ones, so it would keep the heat in, right? So, not like lingerie. That's all the heat out. But anyway, the week after we put these up, an unseasonable early winter, late fall windstorm comes through and takes that goddamn canvas fucking tent. It's on all sides now, it's canvas, and just gets up under it and turns it upside down and makes it like a goddamn parachute and blows it all the way across the yard into the fucking side of the house. There's me and Stacy out there holding ropes, trying to pull it away with the actual wind and rain still going on, pre-dawn, cold weather. It was not good. Well, you can't because there's no video. And even if there was, I would have bought all the time.
Picture you on the set of The Wizard of Oz for the house weather.
Unfortunately, we didn't kill the rich. But anyway, so this year, there's that fire pit and the chairs and everything just sitting out there all, we're just in the middle of nowhere. I said, look here, we're going to do that again. We're going to get one of those things, but we're just going to have, have a top on it. It's just going to have even more sheer. It's probably got the crotchless pantyhose of curtains, the G-string material, and just the light stuff that just flows.
Nice jump, pilot. Finish the
and
job.
that way we won't, and we're going to bolt this thing in the ground, not bolt it, but crooks the thing. You drive in with the hammer and you hit the thing with foot and it goes through. And we have the guys come out and put it all together and everything. And all year, every storm we've had, the wind just whips right through the sides of these curtains and flies away. And then when the sun came out and the wind picked up, and I go out and look around as I'm fucking walking hardly, and the thing's upside down again across the other side of the yard, and it's in one of the new trees that I think the wind couldn't take any of my old tree would be down, and that thing crushed into one of my new trees. I think little baby limbs off, and it's also massively upside down, and the legs are bent everywhere, and what the fuck? And so, long story short, we have to cut the goddamn top of it off of the goddamn frame. We get the wind and running it down the road, going about 50 or 60 feet. And now I'm recording this program with you, and my day's going to be over with. See, that's the way these things are going to work out today. Now, what have you got to put me in a good mood here, fella?
I can't speak to your mood, but we are out of questions.
Oh, the pals. Alright, anyway. Well, how will be happy to know. However, just let me just get this in, too. Let me just get this in like I've been working anyway, right? That because of this early warning that I had, every single order, if you have ordered merchandise from JimCornette.com, one of the fine Cornette Collectibles customers, every piece of merchandise ordered through Friday night at midnight of Friday the 13th, that was a quick day for me, Sunday the 15th, sucks donkey cock. But anyway, I digress. If you ordered through Friday night at midnight on November 13th, your orders will be in the mail Monday morning, November 16th, I guess. Whatever. Do the math, people. There you go. See, I defined that, pulled that knowledge straight out of the air. And I am sending out t-shirts and face masks, Cornette face masks. Thank you, fuck you, not a face mask. We're really important social distancing. I'm sending out burger towels. I'm sending out books. I'm sending out classic wrestling DVDs. I'm sending out behind the curtain graphic novels. Now the soft cover in its third printing. I'm sending out autograph pictures and Cult of Cornette membership certificates on heavy cardstock. For low prices, high quality merchandise, JimCornette.com, Cornette's Collectibles. And Christmas is coming, folks. It's going to be a hard, long Christmas if you don't get your family and friends some stocking stuffers like a thank you, fuck you, buy face mask. They're not going to ever look at you the same if you do not get them. There's only official Cult of Cornette burger towel. Whatever you want, it's right there at JimCornette.com. You can stock a stuffing. I get a big stocking. I've got enough you can stuff in it. All right, it's your show.
You bring up Christmas and something that many of us who are your friends got used to over the years were your witty little Christmas cards. When did that tradition start?
Well, actually, I always just thought that it was the thing you do at Christmas to send all of your friends Christmas cards and all the people that you talk to or correspond with or interact with or whatever in your address book. And so I started doing that, you know, in the early 80s, I guess. But then by the early 90s, that list had ballooned, because back then you got everybody's address. There was no email. There was no cell phones. You got everybody's mailing address and phone number. That's the way you stay in contact, right? But I think I think the height of it was in Connecticut, where I was trying to do something to stay sane. I was sending out like 250, 300 Christmas cards, and I would go through and I would try to pick the joke. I would get a bunch of joke Christmas cards, and I'd try to pick the joke for the person that might appreciate it the best. Nah, they wouldn't like that one. Nah, they like that one. Whatever the fuck. And I'd address everything and sign it. And then I think OVW ended the tradition not only because I was so incredibly busy constantly that I didn't have time, but also that's the era when I realized that all the people I still had a mailing address for practically were dead. And then you didn't get people's address anymore. You got their email. Well, I'm not going to email somebody Merry Christmas. What the fuck? That's, the same thing as really is saying, hey, I know you, so Merry Christmas, Anyway, so then and then also back then, in those days, you could get the funny Hallmark card for like $1.25 or whatever, less than $1 a piece if you bought a box of 10. Yeah, they're like my Christmas cards would have cost $1,500 these days. And there's the postage.
And then
you
hand wrote each one. I mean, every address on the envelope, every.
Yes, well, I still do that. I can put a lot more addresses now than I did when I was here.
That's true.
But, well, yeah, just, Merry Christmas, but nobody, I think I still get an actual Christmas card in the mail from, like, Dennis and Teresa Condrey and Tommy Young and Tom Pritchard, maybe, I think, because I usually get birthdays from him. But, like, people my age or older, in Thompson's case, that actually have still lived in the same place and still have people's addresses, but it's fewer and farther between.
All right, well, let's get to some questions.
Well, boy, really cheer me up.
I thought so, talking about Christmas past.
Yeah, talking about all the friends I used to have and all the people I used to know that are no longer with us, and I don't have their address.